Assalamu alaikum, my dear students of class 9. As I have told you earlier that during lockdown there was a change in the book by Sheva. So today I am going to discuss the newly introduced part of chapter 3. There are two parts. One part is introduction to spreadsheet and another one is introduction to presentation. So today I am going to show you practical, take a practical demonstration or class of two chapters of two parts, spreadsheet and presentation. So I think you all know how to open spreadsheet. We'll click on start button, then all programs, and under Microsoft Office we can open spreadsheet, which is MS Excel. Now let me tell you what is spreadsheet. Spreadsheet is an electronic document in which data is arranged in rows and columns. You can see here the data is arranged in rows and columns, and it forms a grid. And this one, Excel is a spreadsheet software, and in a spreadsheet program we have grid, rows, column, then functions and formulas. And the spreadsheet are used in many applications such as finance, business, education, then in billing. In many aspects spreadsheet is used. So this is an interface of because MS Excel is a spreadsheet software. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet software, and so I'll be having my presentation on Microsoft Excel 2000 Excel. Now this is a basic interface of Microsoft Excel window. Now it has certain components. So this part of component is known as Office button. Then we have this part is known as the Quick Access toolbar. Then this part is known as ribbon. This part is ribbon. This all are ribbon. Then we have this is the address bar. Then we have this is the formula bar, and we have these are the worksheet tab, and we have the horizontal scroll bar, and we have the page views. These are the page views. You can see normal, page layout and page break preview, and this is the zoom tool. Here we can increase or decrease the size of the window of this worksheet. And so the Quick Access toolbar has buttons such as undo, redo, save. Then we have the ribbon tab. The ribbon tab has most of the menus. Then we have the worksheet tab. These are sheets. This is sheet 1. Then we can have sheet 1, sheet 2. We can increase the sheet, also sheet 3. We can go and increase the number of sheet. Then the formula bar, basically this bar is used for adding any formula, and we have the address bar. Here it shows the address of the active cell. Now what is cell? A cell is the smallest but most powerful part of a spreadsheet. We can enter our data in a cell. Now say this is a cell, this is a cell, this is cell, these all are cells. These all are cells, and this is the most powerful part of a spreadsheet. Now what is worksheet? Worksheet is made up of individual cells which can contain a value, formula or text. So this you can see, this is a worksheet, this is a worksheet, this is a worksheet. These all are worksheet. Now what is workbook? A workbook is a separate file just like every other application has. Now this whole is known as workbook, and it has multiple, because a particular, you can see this workbook, this is whole a workbook, and it has many sheets. So presently it has sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, we can add more sheets. So this whole is known as workbook. Now what is title bar? The title bar shows the name of the workbook. You can see this part is known as the title bar. It shows the name of the workbook. Presently I have not saved it, so it is showing by default, it is showing the name book 1. But if I save it, that particular name will come here, this in the title bar. Then active cell. A cell which is correctly selected is called active cell. Now see, presently the cell is A1 is selected, so it is active cell. Now say this one. Now say D4. D4 is a active cell. So active cell means what? The cell which is correctly selected, and it will be highlighted by a rectangular box. You can see it is highlighted by a rectangular box. Then what is column? A column is a set of say this is column. This is column, a column A, column B, column C, column D. So column is a vertical set of cells. Now column E, F, these all are columns. So it consists of vertical set of cells. Now rows, a rows is a horizontal set. Now you can see 10. This 10 consists of horizontal cells. So this is known as rows. These are rows. And what is status bar? The status bar is a thin bar at the bottom of the Excel. So this is the status bar. It is the bottom of the Microsoft Excel window. Now cell addresses. Each cell has a name or a cell address based on a column or row where it is located. For example, see this one, this cell, this active cell, this is the active cell. So its address is C1. You can see here in the address bar it is written what? C1. Now if I click on this one, now this is the active cell. So its address is, column it is D and row it is 5. So it is, you can see here D5. D5 is the cell addresses. And what is range of cell? Range of cell, a selected rectangular block of cell of 2 or more consecutive cell is called range. Say if I select this cell, see this cells, so this all forms a range of cells. You can see here I have selected, if I select these cells here, if I select these cells here, so this is known as range of cells. Now next part is how can you work with Microsoft Excel? So how can you create a blank workbook? For creating a blank workbook, we can click on File, then we can click on New, then a new workbook will be, you can see a blank workbook, a new workbook will be created. Then we click here and then we click on Create, then a new workbook will be created. Now how to insert a text in a workbook? So for inserting a text, we'll just select the cell and just go on typing. Suppose I want to type, suppose I am typing here, say in the place of name, I am writing a name, say Shahnaz, S-A-H-A-N-A-Z. So like this we can type, we can insert a text in a workbook. So for inserting text, we left click a cell, we'll just left click a cell, and then we can enter a text, in the cell. So let me add a mark, say 78, I can add a mark, then I again selected this cell, I am adding a mark, say 65, then here I am adding another mark, 63, here another one, 67, 54. So like this we can add text in a Microsoft Excel workbook. Now how to save a workbook? for saving a workbook, we can, there are many ways. We can click on file and then we can click on save. Then when we click on save, it will show, it will tell to browse the location where it can save. One way, another way is that we can go to the quick access toolbar and there is the option, you can see save. You can click on save, so it will be, file will be saved. Or another way is there, we can click Ctrl S shortcut, then the file will be saved. Now how can you select a range of cells in a worksheet? So we can select a range of cells in a worksheet by using the mouse or by using keyboard. Using mouse is very easier. We can just click to select the first cell. Just we'll select the first cell and then we just click and just go on scrolling, holding. We'll press and hold the left mouse button and then go on dragging like this. We are going on, just go on dragging. This is known as dragging. We go on dragging, then the particular range of cell will be selected. So this is how using mouse. Now how to select ranges using keyboard? So first we'll select the first cell from where you have to select the range of cell. Then we'll press and hold the shift key from the keyboard, and then just we'll move on our arrows. You can see I am moving the right arrow, then I am moving the down arrow. Like this we can select the range of cell using keyboard. Now how can you select rows and columns or a worksheet? So to select entire row, suppose I want to select an entire row, what I will do, we'll just bring the pointer, this is the pointer, to the row header. To the row header, which one we want to select? Suppose I want to select this row 5. So I put the pointer in the row header here and then just click the left mouse button. You can see the entire row is selected. Now how to select entire column? For selecting entire column, we'll bring the pointer to the column header. Suppose I want to select, say, this one, roll number. So I'll go to the header of this column and then just click the left mouse button. You can see my entire column is being selected. Now how to select entire worksheet? So there are many ways to select entire worksheet. One is the way we'll click the select all button on the top left corner of the worksheet. So we can select. Another way is there, you can use the shortcut key Ctrl A. You can see entire worksheet is selected. So the shortest is, if you press Ctrl A, the entire worksheet is selected. Now how to edit or remove cell content? Now suppose I want to edit a cell content. Say I want to write here in place of CSC, I want to write here computer. So how can I edit it or remove it? So how to edit it? We'll first select the cell, then we'll press the backspace from the keyboard. You can see the particular text is being removed. One way. Another way is that say, let me write a computer, COMPUTER, computer. Suppose I want to delete the word computer, so I will select the cell and then I can press the delete key from the keyboard. So the data, we can, like this, we can remove the cell content. So let me write it. Now how to edit it? Edit means we'll same way, we'll just select the cell and go on typing. So let me write C.SC means computer science. Now how to move the cell values? So suppose I want to move the cell values, say this part I want to move. So how to move the cell values? So first we'll select the data in the workbook. Suppose I want to move this part, so I'll select the data, and then I can give, then we can use the cut option. You can see in the clipboard, you can use the cut or copy. So I am not cutting it, I am just copying it, because I want to with this data I want to show you further demonstration. So I am just copying it, copy it, and then suppose I want to paste it here in this one. Here I have selected the range of cell, and then click in the clipboard, I can click paste. So actually paste, you can see here the data goes. So the data is being pasted here. Like this we can so let me show how to delete this data. So I can delete this data like this. Let me select this data. Select this data, and I'll press the delete key, so it will be deleted. Now this is the way how you can copy, or I can already have copied it, so I can paste in another sheet also, another worksheet. So I am selecting the range of cell and just pasting. Actually I am not selected, so let me select it. Suppose I want to select the enter this data, let me select this data, then copy it, and then I have to go to sheet 2, and then let me select a range of cell, and then we can click on paste. You can see now we have copied the data into sheet 2. We have copied the data into sheet 2. So this is the way we can copy or paste or copy or cut copy. We can do the cut copy of data. Now what is undo and redo option? Undo and redo option are basically is present in the quick access. You can see in the quick access toolbar. Now what is undo button? The undo button is used to reverse the unwanted action. Suppose I have done something, so if I want to reverse it, I will use I will use undo. See, it has gone. I have used undo. If from the sheet 2, see, it has just changed. From sheet 2 it has gone to sheet 1, and the redo button is, or I can say, suppose I have typed here, I have written here DATA data. Now if I press here now undo, it will go to previous undo. Now if what is redo? The redo button is used to repeat the action that I undone. So if I press here, you can see redo, so it will come back. Now the keyboard shortcut of undo and redo you can get from in the quick access toolbar, or there is a shortcut also. The shortcut for undo is Ctrl Z, and the shortcut for redo is Ctrl Y. Now how can you insert rows and column in existing worksheet? For inserting a rows or column in existing worksheet, we'll select the row where. So let me do here. Suppose I want to select a row and a column, so we select the row or the column. Suppose I am selecting this row, so I want to insert a new row in between here. So I have selected the row, then I will click on the insert tab, and under insert tab will under insert tab in the cell group, but actually this the software which I am using, this is Office 2016. So I am showing another way. So like this, then you can give here a right click, and you can see here insert. See, a new cell got inserted. Here. And like this you can delete also. I will select the row, and then I will press right click, see, delete, then the particular that row gets deleted. Like this we can insert column also. Suppose if I want to insert a column here, so I'll select the column, right click, and you can see insert. You can see a new column got inserted. Now suppose I want to delete it, I will select it, right click, delete. Now I am showing you another very good feature of spreadsheet, which is MS Excel. That why do we use MS Excel? Because we can do some automated thing are there, like calculation, automatic mathematical calculation you can do with the help of some formula. Then we can there are some automatic autofill is also there. I am showing you an example of autofill. Suppose I have written here Sunday. Now if I scroll it down, just pressing in the bottom right corner, if I scroll it down, see Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, automatically has come. If I scroll it this way, you can see from this corner, if I scroll it this way, it will come Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So this is known as autofill. Like this you can, so I am using Ctrl Z, or you can write January, so January. So if I just scroll it down, drag it down, see February, March, April, like this comes. So this is the autofill feature. Now how can you modify column, rows and cell? So we can modify the column, rows or cell. Suppose this is a particular row, I want to make it bigger. Say this row I want to make it bigger, so you can see I can make it bigger. Suppose this column I want to make it bigger, so just select, I go to the header column header and just scroll it. Just if I drag it, so it becomes bigger. So like this I can increase or decrease the size of a cell. Now number formatting. So basically suppose in number folder there are many types of numbers are there. So you can see here general, then currency, we can use the currency bill also, number also, general also, accounting also, we can use the date, short date, long date, time also, fractional value also. So by using the in the home tab in the number group, we can get the number formatting. And we can also align the text also. You can see here this particular text, by default basically the text are, you can see here, by default the text are left aligned and the numbers are right aligned. But if you want to align it, say your choice, according to your choice you can align it. Suppose I want to align this one, so I select this, and you can see here in the alignment under the home tab, in the alignment group we can have, see this is top align, this is middle align, this is bottom align. So we can align according to our choice. We can also make it like this particular, suppose a student data I want to make it in this format, say vertical of text. See actually okay, it is vertical, so we cannot see because we have to make this particular cell. If you want to see the vertical one, you can just particular this, you can to make it bigger. You can see a student data it has come. So let me show you another way, or you can do clockwise also, angle clockwise. You can see here student data. So like this alignment we can do. So I am changing it to the original one by using Ctrl Z. So there are one is wrap text is there. Wrap text means it wraps the text, exceeding the cell limit. Now suppose particular text if it exceeds the cell limit, suppose say, then it just, if I give the wrap text, so it will see it is wrapped. And margin center, this one particular, this one I have used the margin center. Say suppose I have written here student data, student student student, then the next cell data data, but these are two different cells, so I can merge. I select the cells and I use merge and center. You can see here it is merged, but actually this particular cell is merged. So if I want to suppose, let me write here student DATA data. Now I want to merge into one cell, so I will select it, select the cells, and then just click on merge and center. Now how can you format the text? So see, so this text, I can format this text of in Excel. Suppose I want to make this text bigger, so I can increase the size. See, from the font size, say 20. Now I can change the color of this font also. I can take any color like this. Suppose this all data I want to make bold. I can make it bold. I can make it italic also. So this way we can do the text formatting in MS Excel, Microsoft Excel. Then how to apply cell borders? Now you can see my particular this table, it doesn't have any border, because when I take a printout of this one, this cell will not come, this particular cell will not come. So how to insert cell borders around the cell borders around a data? So before that, okay, let me align this particular, let me align it, say center, so it looks good. Now let me insert a, now you can see here there is no border around this table. So how to apply borders? So we'll select, so what we'll do, we'll select, first we are going to select this data, and then you can find in the font group, you can see in the font group, you can see here one, see borders. So if I give all borders, you can see, you will see a border will come around all the cell. A border is come around the cell. We can increase the size of the border also. If you want to increase the size of the border also, you can increase. Thick outside borders. See, it is thick outside borders. Or else you can do what? You can click on this one. You can see here in the thick outside. You can click here, and you can go for lining also, coloring also, line style also. The way how, suppose if I want this like this, so it will come like this. So suppose say, and if you go to more borders, you can find there are so many other outlines are there. We can fill the border with colors. Then we can use the color also, automatic also, many color. We can give this all coloring also. And like this, we can also color this that text also by using this font color option. Next, how can we give cell shading? Means background of a cell. Suppose I want to give a background of this cell, so I can give, I select this cell, and if I give, you can go click here, fill color. See, if I give with green, you can see the background, the cell has the background colors like this. Suppose say if I want to color this whole this row, then I go to under font group, in the fill color, I can choose a color of my choice, say blue, or let me make it a little bit lighter, green. So like this we can give cell shading. We can also rename a worksheet also. We can rename a worksheet. So for rename a worksheet, we right click on the sheet. Say I want to rename this one sheet 1. Right click on the sheet, and then we can click on, you can see here rename. So suppose you can give any name. Say data 1. So like this we can rename a worksheet also. And how to use a formula. Now this is a very important part of Excel, formula and functions. So let me show you formula. Suppose I want to have the addition, I want to add the Bellows total mark of Abdul. How can I do it? So see, first I want to get a total marks here. So I will select this cell, then in the I will go to formula bar, then I will give to equal to, then what I will do, now I want to add the marks English, Maths, Computer Science, Science, Studies. So this English mark is in the cell D7, so I will write, just you can write add, you can use like this, sum within bracket. So this is D7, then you give colon. So our last one is H7, H7, then you close the bracket and press enter. See, the total marks has come automatically. Automatically the total mark has come. You can see here is equal to sum D7 is to H7. And another way you can do what? We can just go on adding. In the formula bar you can go on adding. You can see here D7 plus E7 plus F7 plus G7 plus H7. See, the total mark has come here. When you click here, you can see it has come D7 plus E7 plus F7. So this is a very essential, this is a very useful part of MS Excel. We can give our formulas, we can put our formulas. So any random formula can put and get the sum values. And there are basically some cell type. There are three types of cell references there. One is relative, another is absolute, another is mixed. Relative is consists of a normal cell like A1, like this cells, normal cell like this. These are relative. Then we have the absolute. Absolute consists of is specified by using a dollar sign. This dollar sign absolute. And the mixed referencing is the combination of the relative and the absolute. Then functions. There are some functions, inbuilt functions are there in MS Excel, Microsoft Excel. So some common function, one I have shown that suppose I want to add I want to get the total mark here. So I will use what? I can click, I selected this cell and click in this formula bar, then I give equal to, then I can use the function sum. Suppose D7 is to H7, so it gives the total sum of this entire cell. Now I am showing a very useful that rest all addition we can do it automatically. How? Just select this one and scroll this down. You can see automatically this all addition is done. Now here one mark is not there. Now the time when I add the mark, automatically you can see it has got added. Suppose let me add a mark 72. So automatically you can see here it adds here. So you can see I am showing again how. Suppose I have done one addition with the help of formula. So next here I can give a formula. I can put a formula and do addition. But if I scroll it down, just select this one and scroll it down, automatically all addition is done. You can see, click here, see it is sum of D11 is to H11, this is sum of D12 is to H12, like this it is done automatically. Another feature there, suppose you want to find out the average, say average of the student. So how can you find the average? Say for finding out the average, say I will select this all values, then I can select this values, and here this one you can do it automatically also by selecting this one values, and by using here average, more number formats is there, or another way is there, we can go here average, then you type, suppose I want to find an average, here is equal to, there is a function average average average, then suppose I want to find the average of Abdul, so it will be from D7 is to H7. See, you can see automatically selected, and press enter. So average mark is 65.2. So like this we can get an average mark of all other, like this I am showing another one. I want to get average value here, then I put the equal to here, then I'll write average average. We select the range is what, D8 is to H8, then press enter, so it has come. The same, now if I am showing in the, if I scroll it down, automatically all average will come. You can see here all this one's average is come, it is D12, this is D11, H11, this you can see here automatically this average comes. And now like this you can get a maximum value. Suppose I want to get a maximum value of maximum number of Abdul, which subject got, so I can use here is equal to max max. I choose the function from where, from D7 to H7. So maximum you can see here 87, because Abdul got highest mark in English, 87. So like this we can get minimum, we can count number also, number of values also, like this. Now I am showing another useful feature of Excel. Suppose I have a data, I have some mathematical data, I want to create a chart. So I can create a charts. You can see a chart is basically a graphical tool in Excel to communicate data graphically. Suppose so I can make a chart. I am making a chart for this one. Selected the data. Then for creating a chart, we'll click on insert tab. You can see a chart is there. Suppose I want the chart in 2D. See, my chart has come. You can see, let me bring it down. So you can see my chart has come. You can see, let me bring the chart down. So you can just compare the data with the chart. You can see here the values, the subjects. The subjects are represented by different, like English is represented by blue, and maths is represented by red, and computer science is represented by this color, then yellow. These are representing the subjects. These are representing the subjects. Like this we can create another different type of chart also. I am showing another chart. You can see, go to insert, then we can create a line chart also. You can see, you can create a line chart. So this was, and now how to print a data. So for printing a data, we'll click on file, and then we can have the option, you can see a print, then the data goes printed, or else we can click on quick access toolbar. You can see here print, preview and print, or one shortcut key for printing is Ctrl P. So this was all about spreadsheet. Next part, now I am going to already shown you the practical demonstration of spreadsheet. Next I am going to the part 3.9, introduction to presentation. So what is presentation? A presentation is defined as the computer program which is designed to allow the user to present information in an engaging way, such as I can present something by using a spoken audio or by spoken presentation. Basically the presentation are used in seminars, in demonstration, in classrooms, the teacher's presentation. So the software which is used for creating the presentation is Microsoft PowerPoint, and Microsoft PowerPoint is a very useful software for presenting a data. Now presentation software has many features, like they have transition animation, there are different themes are there, and the application of presentation software are many. They are used to enhance learning. Then the presentation are the use of presentation software encourages like reading, writing, speaking and listening, and this presentation software makes the ability to communicate messages to a group of people. Now I am showing you the presentation software which I will be discussing in chapter. It is Microsoft PowerPoint. How to open Microsoft PowerPoint? To open the Microsoft PowerPoint, we'll click on Start or Programs, and then we'll click on Microsoft Office. Under Microsoft Office, we'll get Microsoft PowerPoint. Now Microsoft PowerPoint is a computer application program which is developed by Microsoft, and it is used for design presentation. And Microsoft PowerPoint helps us to structure and ideas, information that we want to convey to our audience. Now what are the components of Microsoft PowerPoint window? So this part we can see, this is the ribbon display option, and this is the quick access toolbar. Then we have the Microsoft, then this part is known as ribbon. Then this part is known as the task pane, and then we have the zoom. You can see here we can have the zoom, we can increase or decrease and this whole is known as slide. This is known as slide. These are known as slide, and we can see there are views are there. This is normal view, this is slide sorter view, this is reading view, this is slideshow view. Basically there are 4 type of views are there. So these are the components of PowerPoint window, and this is the main component where we type the data of PowerPoint, and this whole is known as slide. This whole is known as slide, and this is known as placeholder. These are known as placeholder. This whole is known as slide. This is placeholder, and this is task pane. This is task pane. Now how can you create a new presentation? For creating a new presentation, we click on File, and then we click on New, and then we click on Blank Database, and then Create. Now what are the different views of a slide? So basically there are 4 type of views are there. Presently by default the PowerPoint is in normal view. This is normal view. Then we have the slide sorter view, then we have the reading view, and then we have lastly we have the slideshow view. This is slideshow view. So there are basically 4 types of view are there. If you go to view, you can see here normal view, outline view, then slide sorter view, and notes page view. So by default we are in the normal view. And what is slide layout? Slide layout is basically slide layout is in the home tab. In the home tab, under the slides group, we can find some layouts, so we can choose our own layout. You can see a particular, by default the layout has come, it has 2 placeholder. Suppose I want 3 placeholder layout, so I click this one. I will click on slide home tab, slide group layout. Suppose I want a layout in which I can insert image, so I can click on 2 content. See here, this 1 2 3, this layout are there. So this is layout. So layout is the method of arranging things or objects on a slide. How do we arrange? And types of slide layout, there are many slide layout are there. We have title slide, then we have title and content, then we have section header, then 2 content, comparison, title only, then we have blank, content with caption, and then we have picture with caption. So there are many type of layout are there. We can choose our own layout. Now we can also change the layout also, as I shown, that we click on home tab, under slide group we choose the layout and we can choose our own layout. Now how to add a new slide? For adding a new slide, we can click, there are many ways. So one way I am showing, under the home tab in the slide group, we can see here new slide. See, a new slide is being inserted. It was an earlier slide and a new slide has come. Suppose I want to insert another slide here, so I can click on new slide. I want to have the slide like this. You can see here another slide has come. So this is the way how can you insert a new slide. Another shortcut key is there. Shortcut button of the insert new slide is Control M. Control M. When you press Control M, a new slide get inserted. Now how can you add how can you edit text in a page? Say suppose I can write, say I can writing here introduction, in the placeholder I am typing introduction to PRESCENTATI, introduction to presentation. Suppose I want to insert an image, or I want to write another text here. Say I am showing the practical way of working in PowerPoint. So this is the way how can you insert the text in a slide. You can see here, this is one placeholder, this is another placeholder, and I have inserted the text here. Suppose I want to insert further in this one, so I will just click on this one in this placeholder, and then I can go on writing further text. And we can also format. Suppose I want to write, I am writing another one, initial slide, then let me write another thing, third slide, this one, another fourth, FORTH, fourth slide. Now how to move from one slide to another? So we can, there are many ways. We can use the mouse. See, you can use the mouse, or else we can use the up and down arrow of the keyboard. So like this we can move from one slide to another. And how to show, how to change, or how to show, how to view the slideshow. for viewing the slideshow, we can press F5 from the keyboard. F5 from the keyboard. You can see. Now we have to go to next slide. You can press arrow, or you can press mouse also. Next, last, escape. So this, by pressing F5, we can view the slideshow, or if you want to view, you can see the slideshow tab. You can see from the beginning it is there, another is there, from current slide. So this is how we can view the slideshow. If you go to the view option, you can see this is normal view, this is slideshow view, then we have the reading view, and then we have the last one, slideshow view. So let me bring it to normal view. How can you change the order of the slide? We can change the order of the slide by in the outline tab. So we'll click on slide tab. See here, if you go here, we can change the order of the, see, you can change the order of the slide. See, suppose third slide I want to bring it here, suppose say first slide I bring it here. So this is the way how can you change the order of the slide. So for change the order of the slide, we can go to slide shutter view, or else we can also do what, we can go in the outline and slide pane, and we can just change the order of the slide. Next, what is theme? Now theme means, see, by default this background, white background, and this has come. So this is a theme. So a theme is a predefined combination of colors, fonts and effects that can be applied to a presentation. Now is only this theme is there? No, there are many other themes are present in Microsoft PowerPoint. So how can you get this theme? For getting the theme, we can go to design. You can see here there are many themes are, you can see here so many themes are here. You can click this theme, we can have our slide as this theme or this theme, or we can have we can change color also. You can see, you can format background also, you can have your own color, you can choose any color. You can suppose I want this color, blue color, we can change another design also. So there are many inbuilt themes are there. We can have picture also as theme, we can have the gradient also. So this is theme. So theme actually, suppose if I apply this one, you can see how is my theme. Now say if I press F5, if I give the slideshow, you can see, so it has come, my first two slides I have a theme. Okay, now let me apply another theme to the third slide. Say let me apply, if I click this one, I get the many other themes. I can apply, okay, let me apply this theme to third one, and this third one, and also you can see if when you press F5, you can see this. So we can choose any theme. We can also choose the background style also. As I shown you, background field, you can use the different color also, background color. You can see, you can change this color also. We can set the transparency also, increase or decrease the transparency also. Then we can insert the pattern also, background pattern also. So to apply a background style, we'll click the background style in the background group of the design tab. See, in the background of the design tab, we can click the background while going to design tab. We can click the background, format background, and then we can choose the background style. So okay, let me take this design. Now how to insert picture and clip art. Now you can see here my particular this slide, you can see here a picture, this in the placeholder, this particular portion is there. So when I click on the picture, then I can take any picture from, browse any picture. So this picture I can browse and then insert. See, the picture get inserted. So this way you can insert a picture. We can also insert clip art also. We can also insert clip art, smart graphics, chart, table. See, if you want to insert a table, you can insert a table also. Suppose if you want to insert a video, you will click on insert, but presently there is no video working. So we can, like this, by clicking on this one, we can insert a video. We can insert chart also, any chart. Okay, we can insert a chart in a presentation. Now how to insert word art and shape. So we can insert, okay, let me take, we can insert word art and shape also. For inserting word art, we'll select the text. Suppose let me write here, say test. I have selected the text, then I will click on the format tab. Under format tab, we can see here the word art style are there. So we can choose any style, and like this we can insert word art, and we can fill this. See, we can fill also text fill with any color, then with any effects also. We can add some 3D effects also in this text. You can see here particular this, just gone which I'm not, let me write a big one, testing, and let me choose a see my particular text is, it has come in the, earlier it has come in the 3D format. Now how to insert shape. For inserting shape, we'll click on insert, we'll click on home tab. In the home tab, under drawing of, you can see here some shapes are there. So I can choose any shape. Suppose I want to choose this shape, and then I just drag it here. See, this particular shape has come. Like this we can insert a shape. We can also fill the shape. We can also fill the shape with any color also. Shape fill, we can take any color. Say I've taken this one, and we can have the shade effect also. We can have 3D effect also. So we can insert shape also in Microsoft PowerPoint, and we can fill the shape also. Now I am inserting another new slide. I click new slide. Now how can you insert a table? So for inserting a table, we can click on insert, see tables. So we can choose the number of columns and rows. So the table get inserted. Then we can change the design of the table also. We can select our the design we like, any design. Then we can change the border color also, and then we can change the effect also of the table also. Okay, so this is how we can insert a table. We can work with table in PowerPoint. Now what is header and footer? Header and footer means the header is being inside the top of the slide and footer at the bottom. So presently we have how many slide? 1 slide, 2 slide, 3 slide, 4 slide, 5 slide. So suppose I want to insert a header, so I click on insert tab. Now under text group we have header and footer. Suppose I want to add the date and time automatically. If I apply, if I give to apply only, it will come here. You can see here it has come in this one, but it has not come to any of the slide. It has come only to this slide. So you can see the date is there. Now if I give header and footer, if I give that apply to all, so now you see in every slide date has come. Like this, if I want to insert time also, we can insert time. Now you can insert our predefined text also. Okay, if you want to insert a slide number, so you can click on slide number, apply to all. You can see in all slide the slide number comes. Slide number, apply to all. See it is, see it has come 4, see 1, 2, 3, 4, it has come like this, slide number. Now what is slide master? The easiest way to make small change to all slide or slide is to use a specific layout. So if I use a specific layout, so what will happen? It will change, all other will get changed to like this one. So this is done with the help of slide master. So to view the slide master, we'll click on view tab, and then we can find here, you can see here slide master is there. You can see it is showing, see it is showing in a particular design. So this is, then you have to close, we have to close the master view also, otherwise it will remain, you cannot work on it. So we'll close the master view. Now how to insert a watermark in PowerPoint? Watermark in PowerPoint, as we know that watermark is things, it is being done for copyright or giving something in confidentiality. So how to insert watermark? For inserting watermark, we'll click on insert, first we'll select the, for inserting a watermark, first we'll select the slide into which we want to insert the watermark. Then we will, I have selected the slide, then we will go to view tab. Under view tab, we'll click the slide master, then you can see here we can, then we'll switch to the insert tab. We'll switch to insert tab. Now in the insert tab, we'll click the shapes. We'll click this, actually basically this is the one which I am doing, this is 16. The one which I am doing, it is 16. We'll go to insert tab, and then we can use, we can insert, we'll click on the format picture. Basically in this one, this it is 16, it is in different one. So this watermark, I'm not getting the watermark, you can, or else it is not there. Now how to insert sounds and movies into a slide. So let me close this one. We'll go to home tab. Actually my slide master is still open. I close the slide master. Now suppose I want to insert a sound. For inserting a sound, I select say this. In this part I want to insert a sound. Now I will click on insert, and you can see here audio is there, audio on my PC, or you can record, audio also. We can record audio also by recording audio. So we can insert the sound. And how to insert a video? Suppose I want to insert a video, another one, a slide here. In this next slide I have to insert a video here. So I'll click on insert tab. Under media group we will have the video. So video on my PC, if there is a video on this PC, basically there is say one video I am going to insert. See, this video is going to insert. So when we'll play this slide, automatically the video will be played. Like this we can also work with movies also. We go to insert, and we can also do the screen recording also with the help of in Microsoft PowerPoint. Then how to group or rotate objects. We can group or rotate objects also by in the format tab. You can find the format first. Initially we have to choose a object, and then after choosing the object, so let me insert an image. The new let me bring a new slide. Let me insert an image. Then we'll find, can see a format tab has come. Then you can see here group option is there, group, but actually basically this is an image. Basically this grouping is done on the objects. Grouping is done on the objects, any objects. You can see here this is object. So actually basically in clipart we can do the grouping in clipart. Now the very interesting one, the animations and the slide transactions. Now how to add the animation and slide transaction? For adding transaction, we'll go to transaction. Now you can see particular this slide I want it should come like this. Now next slide it should split and come. Third slide I want it will come in random bars. Fourth slide I should come like this. So this all is in transaction. The transaction is found in the transaction tab under in the transaction tab we will find this transaction to this slide. We will find this one transaction. So we can apply this to slide. So okay, let me show you the slideshow. See, first one, second slide, third slide, fourth slide. So these are the transaction. So for adding a transaction to a slide, we can have an individual transaction. See, if I choose this, suppose if I choose this transaction, and if I click on see apply to all, okay, automatically after 1 second or say 2 second, so apply to all. So now when I click on F5, see automatically after 2 seconds the next slide will come. You can see the next slide comes after 2 seconds. Automatically after 2 seconds will come, and it comes in a common design, in one design. So this all are coming automatically. Okay. And if you want that no, each slide should have a unique design, so you can have this one card, number one, second one, you can choose any one. We can see there are many type of designer there. Say third one is let me the third one, it is this one, then this one is say like this. Now let me see what happened. F5, let me press F5. So these all are transaction design. So to apply a default any transaction, we select first to select the slide. See, we can apply a transaction to a object also. See, I am selecting this object, then I am choosing any say dissolve one. See, we can apply transaction to slide also or to any object also, even to a text also. See, this particular text I want to have a transaction design. Say windy, it should come windy. See, it is coming windy. When I have this F5, when I play this one, see, this particular comes in a design. So you can apply the transaction to objects or the slides, and we can undo also transaction. If you want to remove, we can undo also transaction. And how to add animation, we can add animation also. We'll click on the animation tab, then say there I will choose a slide. Basically the animation are done, animation are not, transaction are done to a slide, but animation are done to an object of the slide. So this was initial slide. So if I do it like this, shape, so how does come, see it is coming. So now go to next slide. This particular text I want to do it, say this one shrinking. Now this table I want that it should come like this pulse. Now this particular chart, it should come say floating. Now this particular object, it should come weeping. Now this particular table, it should come flying, like this. So these animations are applied to objects of the slide, and transaction are applied to the slide, and it makes actually this animation transaction it gives further design, beautiful design to the slide presentation. Now let us have the slideshow. F5. See, this is the initial slide automatically, because I have played after 2 seconds next slide will come. So this is comes automatically. You can see here this is the animations are working, transition also working. Like this, using Microsoft PowerPoint, we can make some graphic design also. Finish, then we press escape key. This is finished. So this was all about your introduction to presentation, which is Microsoft PowerPoint. Hope you understand. So today I have shown you the practical demonstration of spreadsheet, which is Microsoft Excel, and presentation, which is Microsoft PowerPoint. Hope you understand. And actually this was the additional part according to the new book in chapter 3. And if there is any confusion, then you can call me, and I will try my level best to make you understand any confusion regarding to this. And for today up to here, so, and thank you.